Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. BTM here, bringing you a one-on-one on Himalayas. I will be playing French, as I have been in my last several videos, facing against an Ottoman. We're both sergeants. It should be a very fair and straightforward match. He's obviously going to Janissary Rush or Fast Fortress. I'm going to do my dual barracks, crossbowmen, pikemen rush, and we're going to see what works out. We definitely have a little bit of an advantage to begin the game, knowing exactly the strategy he's going to go for. So from this point of the game, I'm actually not worried at all. In fact, I'm actually very tired, so I'm just kind of like, well, whatever happens, happens. I don't even really care. And I think that was a very good way to play this game in regards to trying to deal with it. Now, right off the bat, we notice that we start off with 2 wood crates instead of a wood crate and a coin crate. And that's actually probably good, because we're going to be able to gather up that extra wood crate, sit on it for a while, and hopefully be able to get enough from treasures to build a market and then buy hunting dogs upgrades in our first age. And that will allow us to really have a little bit of a stronger economy and make some wiser choices. I did hotkey my explorer, by the way, as a lot of you have said, and I used my hotkey there. Now, you may notice I'm going to go for all 3 of these treasures actually by me, but I'm going to go for this 40 experience treasure first. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I want the experience, and I know that my explorer can easily kill those 2 very weak guardians without much resistance, so I felt like it wasn't worth playing games with my explorer trying to get him to survive, but it was instead worth it to just straightforwardly kill the treasure guardians, take a little bit of damage, and move on with the game. Now, right away, as normal, I'm doing nothing unusual at all. I'm putting everybody onto food. I'm really actually only using my first herd. I haven't really found or gathered my second herd yet at this point. And I see a 50 wood treasure, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, being able to get enough treasures to get the hunting dogs. With that 50 wood treasure, I'll have 150 wood, and now I just have to get 50 gold from somewhere in order to get my market and hunting dogs. So all around, pretty good thing. I did make a little bit of a boo-boo here. I didn't get my deck as fast as I could, and once I got my deck, I didn't think to get my 3 Courier de Bois shipment shipped right away, unfortunately. But that, again, like I said, I was tired, so it was a little bit of a mistake. And let me actually apologize right here if I sniff my nose or I cough at all during this. I've been a little bit sick, so don't pay no attention to the noises of sickness that I may or may not make. So anyway, going on with the game, we're in pretty good shape. The Ottoman player has at this point grabbed both trade routes, and that's actually kind of alarming to me, but it's not going to be the end of the world, despite the fact that he's going to have a significant advantage in terms of the amount of shipment he gets. It's not the end of the world, because he either has to head up, fight my rush, and it'll be his rush versus my rush, or if he's fast fortressing, he's going to have to endure my rush. And I'm fairly sure that if I'm rushing him, I should be able to destroy both of those trade posts while attacking him and putting pressure on him while he's trying to get to the fortress age, because the French dual barracks rush is really very economically strong. It's not the fastest, and it might not be the strongest, but it's very strong either way. So I'm not worried at all, actually, that he's gathered both of them, but I am aware that I can't allow him to sit on both of the trade posts for the entire game. Now, I did send my 3 villagers initially to go get some coin. That way I could have enough coin for my market and do all the upgrades and the such that I've already previously discussed. So we're going to build the market here while aging to the second age with the colonial age, I should say, with a 400 wood, and I'm now going to go gather my 4th or 5th treasure this game. We've been all over the map with our explorer. It's been a good thing. And we've also been using our scout well. So all around, not a bad situation. Now, one of the interesting aspects of this map in particular, that is Himalayas, is the fact that there is these little plateaus around the map that kind of make navigating somewhat difficult. But actually, I think that's actually going to play only a little bit more to our strength rather than the Ottoman strength, because it'll allow us to kind of pinpoint where he's going to rush from and centralize where the fighting is going to be. He can't really as easily put a base on the perimeter of our town because of the plateaus and the forest. He also can't really afford not to put his base in the middle because of his trade post, so his base is going to be pretty obvious. My base will be pretty obvious opposed to his. It should be just a straightforward fight. If I can win this fight against his Janissaries with my crossbowmen, I'll win the game. That's my thinking, at least. Now, I did look at his deck there, and I noticed he had a lot of resource shipments for Ottoman. I'm not 100% sure on what Ottoman card should have, but I always feel like they should have at least 1 Janissary upgrade card, so I was kind of surprised they didn't. With that being said, that's excellent for us. We know that, therefore, he's either fast fortressing or he's going to have a very strong rush, as we knew. So nothing surprising. Now, our first shipment in the colonial age, second shipment overall, is going to be the 8 crossbowmen, and I'd like to point out here that we age at literally exactly the same time. However, he has the advantage of having 2 trade posts, but I think I'm a little bit stronger economically because I'm going to be able to get 2 barracks built up, and I just happened to run into his barracks being built, and I'm building mine opposing his and actually slightly behind his. I feel as though that's going to actually give me a huge amount of bonus in terms of being able to defend against him, and I think it will do that because he won't march back, or he won't march forward to my town to attack me, because he's going to have to march to the side of his barracks to protect against my incoming troops. So all around, it's a very, very good situation, I feel, for me to be in. Now at this point, we got our 8 crossbowmen shipment, we got our first 5 crossbowmen made, and we have our second barracks coming up, and we have a house. So population wise, I feel as though we're doing a fantastic job here. So all around, all things are going swimmingly. Now, I don't think I aged up with the proper amount of villagers. I think I aged up with 12, and I think I'm supposed to age up with 14. I haven't looked over my strategy at all. I'm sorry. I know that's not necessarily good to be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I have just been sick and tired and haven't had a lot of time, unfortunately. So I'm kind of making up as I go along. Now, unfortunately here, he pops out 5 Janissaries out of his barracks, and some of my crossbowmen still, despite the fact I told him not to, were apparently burning down the barracks. So I definitely lost a few more crossbowmen in this little skirmish than I should have, or at least I feel like I did. Now you may notice here, I chose to make pikemen to back up those crossbowmen instead of making more crossbowmen, and the reason why I did is because I didn't think he was going to be able to get more Janissaries out so quickly. So I thought it was wise of me to go pikemen, that way I could take down the barracks faster. Unfortunately though, he's going to kill the pikemen fairly easily, and he's going to then be able to turn his concentrated fire on my crossbowmen. So that actually kind of puts me in a little bit of a rock and a hard spot. So I'm going to have a few more pikemen pop out that I had already pre-trained, but now I'm going to shift to making mostly crossbowmen. And the reason why I always intermix pikemen, especially when facing the Ottoman, is because Ottoman goes so heavy on food and gold. It's really not a huge change, I found, for Ottoman to shift to popping out Hussar with relative ease. So I don't want to go 100% crossbowmen. I'm always very loath to, but in this instance, I felt like I had to. Now, unfortunately, I'm running kind of low on wood at this point. This constant war is definitely taking a toll, and blue has definitely kind of gotten the upper hand on me just in terms of troop number and advantage. Fortunately, though, we are going to be able to max out as many crossbowmen as we can make, and pretty much spending all our resources. And despite the fact it looked and felt grim while playing, this actually is an excellent place to be in the game. And the reason why is we're keeping the tempo on him, as we always talk about, keeping the pressure on him. We're keeping him distracted, we're forcing him to respond to us, and all our resources are going directly into units. We aren't really sitting on a truckload of resources. Our food's coming and going very fast. We do have a little bit of a surplus of wood at the moment, but that's also coming and going very fast. So all around, we're in a very, very good spot. I at least felt like when playing, despite the fact I did feel slightly apprehensive. I didn't feel like I was in trouble. Now, I do make a little bit of a decision here. I shift my economy. Since I do have that surplus of wood, I shift my economy to have more courrier de bois on wood, or on food, pardon me, since I'm low on food. And now that I have 18 crossbowmen, I'm going to go again and attack blue and his Janissaries. I don't necessarily know that I'll be able to beat him, but I want to keep the pressure on him. I don't want to, if we're close in number, or I don't want to let him get away with it. And considering that I'm sitting on almost 600 resources extra, I want to put that directly into making more units, keeping the pressure on him. I don't want to lose my army and then sit on a surplus of units. I want to at least take him down with me and spend it as fast as I can and keep the pressure on him. I did send 700 food though as my shipment, and we actually get to see here that he sent the hot air balloon as his shipment, and that was a blunder on his part. If he hadn't shipped the hot air balloon but had shipped 700 wood or coin or the such, he would have been in much, much better shape. Because he didn't really learn that much from spying on my town with that hot air balloon. It didn't really do him any good. I generally don't like the hot air balloon actually in rush games. I like it in treaty games depending on the civilization, and I really like it in free-for-all games. But in rush games, not as necessary. So, fortunately though, at this point, our gamble pays off in a pretty big way. We're able to kill all his Janissaries, and we're going to be able to take down this barracks here. And my next units, or the next units I should say, that I'm going to make will be a pikemen, because I am expecting a hussar mass to start coming. So we're going to start shifting to pikemen. Unfortunately, we are running out of population here. We're at 40 out of 40, and I don't have enough wood to make more houses at the moment. I do as of now, and I should make a house. I do make a house right now. But all around, we knew what he was going to do. We were able to stem his rush. It was very powerful, but we were able to pull off the right amount of aggressiveness, I guess I should say, and able to take him over. Now at this point, we have a few options. We could try to march straight into his town, but I think I'm going to go slowly and just take out his trading post one by one. And I'm doing this because I long-term am probably slightly worried about his potential of making Abyss guns or Hussar, but I know that pikemen will deal with Hussar, and I know that if he does go with Abyss guns, I did ship the 700 gold, so I will just make my own Hussar to counter. So all around, it's really just about crippling him at this point and taking care of our advantage. I don't want those trading posts to be upgraded or to allow him to get more shipments, so we are going to take down his trading posts and continue to press on. I felt like that was a wiser choice. I will shift new villagers though to gold. However, he at this point chooses to resign, feeling that there was not much we could do. So it was a good game. It was a simple, quick game. Sorry if it wasn't a longer game, and I'm sorry about the low in videos. I've had a really hell of a busy schedule lately, and I've been kind of sick and under the weather for quite a bit, and it's really been affecting my nasal and speaking abilities in terms of being able to put out content. So that's why I haven't really provided games. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a good, quick little match. I'll be gonna be gone out of town actually this weekend, so you probably won't see content from me until Tuesday or Wednesday. But I just want to reassure you guys that content will be coming. My new Civilization series will be coming. I'll look over the comments this weekend to figure out which civilization we're gonna play through, and we're all around going to have a great time. And looking back at the post game, it was I think a slight bit of a strategy mismatch for the Ottoman. My dual barracks crossbowmen rush completely was able to handle the Janissary rush he did, and also he didn't have a good deck and he made a few mistakes there, but all around it was just a good little fun quick game. I was able to get it out to you guys so you could play. And before I leave, I'd like to share with you guys the quote of the day today. My quote of the day is this: "The art of war teaches us to rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our readiness to receive him, not on the chance of his not attacking, but rather on the fact that we have made our position unassailable." Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck and happy hunting until next time.